Well, Tommy, we're here.
All right, again? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Ham Nirvana.
Ham Nirvana. Yeah, that's what's on the spot anyway.
Yeah. It's Dayton Hamvention 2019 from the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio.
And the 4-foot mud pit.
And the 4-foot mud pit. Home of the 4-foot mud pit. Mud's not too bad today. I mean, there's some muddy spots, not like in years past.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. There's a few places where you turn to go down the parking lanes, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, and we're shooting this in mid-afternoon on Friday. People are still coming and going. We're just now pulling the cameras out because we've been doing a little perusing and a little purchasing.
A little shopping, yeah.
A little shopping, a little handshaking, the whole thing.
Yeah, got a few pictures taken.
Yep. So what did you get?
We're gonna do that already?
Nah, let's wait because we might get something else.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. We'll just have a roundup at the end.
The night's young.
It is. The night's still young. We hadn't burned anything down yet.
Yeah, and so this episode apparently is going to be full of inside jokes. If you haven't watched...
If you haven't watched it before, you're going to need to go do some catching up.
Yep. Because it could be something important that you miss or not. So, let's go on in.
Okay.
This is Amateur Logic, episode 131 for June 15th, 2019. This episode of Amateur Logic is brought to you by MFJ, the world leaders in ham radio accessories at mfjenterprises.com, and by ICOM, contests from home or remotely, and create your own band opening with ICOM's newest SDR transceiver, the IC9700. Well, greetings. Welcome to another episode of Amateur Logic. I'm George.
I'm Tommy.
Yeah, I'm Emile.
And this is going to be our special wrap-up edition of things we did on our summer vacation. Well, actually, things we did at Hamvention.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good trip. I had a really good time this year, as always.
Yeah. Emile, we missed you, but one of these years, we're going to get you up there.
Next year.
Specifically next year. Yep, already got a room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you? Awesome.
Cool. We brought...
Hopefully we'll go.
Hope so.
I'm just kidding. They're planning on going.
Yeah. We picked up a few things while we were there. Let's just... You say let's go ahead and get that over with now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
To keep everybody in suspense. We're going to do them one at a time, or it's going to be like Christmas and just
there's mine in this box right here.
Mine's still in the meals to go bag that I brought it home in. I must have needed this stuff real bad because I hadn't even taken it out of the bag when I bought it. Well, I'll just sit it. That rustling probably sounds pretty bad, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. I'll agree. I don't think I got this rubber band there.
I should have done that before we started. There we go.
I spy an SDR.
You do?
I do.
Okay, that's most of mine.
Cool.
What is, let's start out with the little stuff, Tommy. What little stuff did you get over there?
I guess the littlest I got are 5 Raspberry Pi heat sinks.
Well, I just happened to have 5 of them there too.
Oh, you matched me. Okay.
It must have been $5 for $1 or something.
It was like $5 for $2.
Oh, is that what it was? These aren't the best heat sinks or the largest I've ever seen. They would.
Well, neither are Raspberry Pis that they go on.
Now, there's something you can stick on there though.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll dissipate heat.
May help a little bit. Let's see. What have I got here? Well, we went to a place there. What was the name of that tent? Was it ESL?
Yeah, actually, I think that's what it was.
There was a tent there for some guys from ESL, and boy, they had a lot of good stuff. Emile, they had a lot of surplus Radio Shack stuff. I mean, a lot of it.
And some good stuff.
And some good
that's
stuff.
Nice.
They had some surplus MCM electronic stuff. And this right here, this is, well, these are some stereo mini jacks. Or what is that, 1/8 inch?
Yeah, 1/8 inch.
Yep. The ones that Radio Shack had were good. And it's hard to find these anymore, so I think they only had one pack of them, so I bought them out.
You bought all of them they had.
All of them they had. Yep. Here's one thing I got. This was free, Emile.
The Don Wilbanks tattoo?
Yep.
Finally something free. Got it. All right, check.
I got a little condenser mic element for an Arduino project that I'm going to be doing.
Oh, condenser mic. Okay.
Yeah.
Show us those heat sinks again.
Man, I got a slew of them. You know how many a slew is, right?
It's about 5, isn't it?
Yeah, just about that many.
You got some blue ones too. All mine were just silver.
Tried to mix it up. I didn't want to be exactly like yours.
Yeah.
So anyway, they
Okay.
look pretty cool. They make great gag gifts or gag things if you put them on the stairs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For barefooted people. I got some of these. I got 2 of them
love
actually.
those.
Oh yeah, those are good to have.
SO 239s to
SMA.
SMA.
Especially
Yep.
especially with that SDR you got over there, George.
We're working from the cheap stuff up, Emile. I was hoping you wouldn't
I
notice
saw
that.
it. It's too late for that, buddy.
What else you got, Tommy?
Well, I bought some of these little Bnc connectors, I guess you'd call it, for using with my scope and so forth.
If I had seen those, I would have got some too. That's the male Bnc connector with screw terminals.
Yeah, so it looked like that could be kind of handy to have around.
Very handy. I've got some RCAs and some power connectors like that, but
Yeah, I've got some of those too. Matter of fact, I think you
no
brought them.
BNCs. Yeah. Well, let's see what else I've got here. Well, Emile, you'll probably approve the price on this as well. I got some WTWW stickers.
Nice.
5085. As a matter of fact, I think I sent you something weird in the mail here. I don't remember what it was.
I got it. It was a QSL card. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Not that you had actually listened or whatever it was. I just needed to stuff something in that envelope. What else you got there, Tommy?
Well, I got another BNC connector
Oh, that's
with those twist terminals or banana terminals.
Yeah, banana jacks.
So that's
Cool.
good for my scope as well.
Yeah, that's not focusing very well. There you go. Yeah, that'd be handy.
Yep.
Okay, I
Good
guess
for
I
antenna
approve that price.
experiments as well.
Both of us got these. You got this too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'll match you somehow.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
KD2DZZ. Kenneth gave
Yeah,
these
how
to
do you
us.
like that QSL card? It's actually a patch, like an iron-on type patch.
Yeah,
That's probably the first one of those ever. Pretty unique.
first one I've ever seen. This is net control.
There's a hat that's got to go on somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, it is. So what else you got over there, Tommy?
Oh, are you out?
No, I'm not out.
Okay.
We're just going in order. I'm trying to be fair here.
Okay. Well, I've got an Arduino record and playback module. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but something.
You've got it.
I predict you're going to record and play back something on it.
You know, he's like a wizard, isn't he?
It's not only is he cause compliance officer, he kind of watches out for the future, our future as well.
Wait,
Yeah.
did I see $8? Hold on a second.
Yeah. Is that too much?
Okay.
But it's record and playback, so that's like $4 each.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put it in 2 different columns. Hold on.
I got one of these, and this. Have you ever heard of those? A Wolfson Pi audio card.
I certainly have.
This was $17. I think they were around $40 maybe originally. And it's
Let me check
analog.
my size.
Yeah, analog inputs and outputs plus digital. These were like a really high quality Raspberry Pi audio card, and they don't make them anymore. And that's probably because they won't work with a Pi 3, which is what I had hoped to plug it into.
Yeah.
So I might have to revive
Hold it
one.
up. Hold on. Hold it up, George. I need to measure this to get a size to price ratio.
Well, here.
Okay, I got it. 2 by 3. Okay. $17. I don't know. It's going to be close.
I wanted one of these back, when the Pi 1 came out.
Yeah, me too. I came real close to buying one. I was going to use it for the, if your Echolink Pi stuff worked out, the first version of it, I was going to get one of those to try to use it for.
Yeah, it was a little fancy for an Echolink audio card.
Yeah, the audio quality is supposed to be really great on it, though.
It is. And
It plugs into the header?
Yep. And it's
Okay.
a shame it won't work with my Pi 3. But I've still got the original Pi and some Pi 2s around here, or revision
Yeah, I think
2s
it
or
only works
whatever
for
they
the
were.
one revision 2.
Well, I've probably got one because I've still got all my old Pis. Did you get anything else, Tommy?
I did. I got, this is kind of like unremarkable, but it's
If you
just
need
another
it,
breadboard. I kind of have a little shortage of those. I've got 3 of the small ones that are about half that size, and a lot of times I use them and jumper them together, but this will give me one bigger one. Plus, I've got a huge one too, so.
now let Emile get a look at that price there.
Yeah.
5-ski.
5-ski. I don't know, Emile. What do you think?
I'm thinking Monday comes around, we'll be talking to HR. If there's anybody in the chat room that can send us in a resume.
Well, looks like Tommy got a lot of Raspberry Pi and Arduino stuff, so I got one here too. This is one of those little,
Oh, yeah.
4 relays.
I forgot you got that.
Let's see, single pole double throws. I believe that's opto isolators on them. And you can use these with either a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino or just about anything you've got.
Is that a 5 volt or 3.3
It
volt?
is probably a 5 volt, but I don't know for sure.
I actually bought one similar to that when the Radio Shack had to go on out of business clearance stuff up here.
Yeah, I don't have my high-powered spectacles. What does that jumper there say by it? You don't have your high-power ones either, do you? That's pretty tiny.
JD-VOC.
JD-VOC. There you go.
That's what it is, all right.
Make a note, Emile.
Got it.
Now, I paid $8 for that. I'm thinking that was okay, but that wasn't an astounding price. I mean, that was... I just needed a note.
Astounding.
Because you never know when you're gonna need to control something from your Arduino that you don't want to hook direct to the TTLs.
Well, there you go. Now you can
Those
do
are
it.
convenient. Oh, you got something else there, don't you?
Uh-oh, I do. I have. I bought a little Arduino LCD touchscreen display with the little stylus thing that I hope works.
So if it does, that's going to be better than that Arduino touchscreen display I bought that wasn't a touchscreen.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It was labeled that way. But with the stylus, I'm going to say there's a good chance maybe.
There's a good 50-50 chance that it could happen, so we'll see.
Yeah, that could work out good.
Yeah.
I also got, well, he's keeping count there.
Uh-oh.
Now, I got one of these, and as a matter of fact, I think I've got two or three more of these. Some I got for work. This is those Raspberry Pi cases that MCM Electronics sold. And I was telling you, this ESL place had them. Had a lot of MCM stuff, so I got a good deal on that, although it's not marked. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much. And I like them because you can see the LEDs and everything that's going on in there.
Yeah, I had hoped those MCM guys were going to be out there again, but I guess that's a thing of the past now.
I guess so, or else we just didn't go in their tent. There's a chance that could have happened.
Well, I looked for them, but
Did you?
Well, I could have missed it, but I don't think they were there.
Now you down to your final
I got
item?
down to my last one.
All right,
Emile,
cover
you
your
can't
eyes.
look at this one.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So, I got one of the Zoom Spot USBs.
Wow.
So
Oh, dear.
I was looking forward to that. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost Emile, but
Well,
it
let me
actually,
put my
for what it is,
calculator
it's
in
actually
scientific numbers.
very reasonable.
Now, is
But
that the real one or is that the counterfeit one?
Nope, that's the real deal. We got, but it's pretty slick, man. And I'm going to be doing a segment on it here pretty soon. But it's pretty little,
Yeah.
and where I keep it in my computer bag for work, and I don't have to. Well, I've been carrying my DVAP around, but this actually has a little bit more capability than the DVAP.
Is that a UHF?
Yeah, it's UHF.
Cool.
But anyway, I'm pretty excited about that.
But you're not going to tell them how much.
It was. Emile, cover your ears. Actually, it was like 10. I honestly don't remember. It's like 109 maybe or something. But it's pretty reasonable.
Was that 3 digits? One. I thought you just said 10.
$1.09.
No, it was
$1.
it was 3 digits, Emile. And I got another one of these. I had some before, and they were really good. And you have to be careful when you get some of these right here. You don't want to get the wrong ones because your Raspberry Pi will flash up a little yellow lightning symbol on it,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
telling you that your power supply is not adequate. These are some that MCM used to sell. It's a 5-volt, 2.4 ampere with micro USB. Perfect for powering your Raspberry Pis 2s or 3s.
I should have probably bought some of that myself.
So
Can't have too many good ones.
that was a good deal. I don't see the price sticker, Emile, but it wasn't a bad deal. I'll put it that way.
Do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and smile. Give me a smile for the HR picture here. There you go. Thank you.
Now, I got a couple other things here that.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, see, Tommy cheaped out at this point.
He did. Tommy did cheap out. You would have been proud of me, Emile.
Yep.
Where's the hang up button?
Since I bought and let me justify this, since I bought another Raspberry Pi case and another Raspberry Pi power supply, you can't fault me for this now. I mean, I paid the regulation $35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could say, Emile, that the whole time I walked around there, people thought I was crazy because I kept chanting WWII. What would Emile do? So I did show a little restraint. I sweated a little bit when I bought that one because I was worried.
He did. I saw him. But hey, he didn't have any trouble reaching for that wallet. I'll put it that way. Now, I have not had one of these before, and I know Mike's talked about these a lot. Maybe you have too, Emile. I had to pick up one though because I didn't have anything just like this. Although I think Tommy did.
I've got 2 of them in the box at home.
Yep. This is a ESP8216 board.
Yep.
That's what is that? I don't even know exactly what it is.
Wi-Fi enabled Arduino.
Yep.
Type thing.
Yep. And
there's that local ham actually here. One of our guys in our club
right.
who's really into projects.
Yeah. And so I got that because, that's a microcontroller and it's Wi-Fi. I'm sure I will come up with some use for that. But it came with this as well, and
Oh, did it?
This is a breakout board.
Well, mine didn't.
This just keeps getting better.
Are you just saying that because Emile's here? Or did it really come with it?
No, it really did. They came in the box. It was the Wi-Fi board and the expansion board. I paid $25. Now, I'm sure I could have done better than that.
Then you paid $13 for this thing, because I think I paid about $12 for these when I ordered mine.
Okay. Never mind, Emile. Just move on here.
Guys, my calculator's giving errors over here.
Well, then you certainly want to tune out at this point.
I think we're going to have to return some of this stuff. Is it past the return policy time?
It could be. I've got
calculate pi.
2 more items.
Oh, man.
Now this, I went to Hamvention, man. You got to bring back some haul.
I never heard him say WWII one time while we were walking around there.
I was whispering, man. I bought one of these, and this was also at that ESL place. This is a Beckman meter case.
For your Beckman meter?
Nice powered, nice padded case. Keep your multimeter in, and I needed one for my Fluke. And they had some Fluke ones there, but they were not cheap old man compliant. I bought this one for $3.
Nice.
And I do remember he considered you when he bought that one.
Yep.
I do remember that.
Thanks for.
Yeah. You can pay me later.
Well, I got to say, Info CEWZ in the chat room says he just mentioned something very important where I think y'all might totally, get off here. It was free shipping, right?
Yes, all of this was free shipping.
Okay. All right.
Including this item here, and this actually, I guess, where this came from England, right?
Yeah.
So
that's where they make them.
I probably saved a bundle on this right here, just in the shipping cost alone. I didn't have one, and I figured it was time. I got the SDR Play RSP Duo. It's the
you actually bought it from HRO.
Well, I did, but the guy was standing there. You talked me into it.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Wait till you watch the segment. I didn't even get through interviewing the guy good, and George had his wallet out over there at the counter.
You talked him into it, huh, Tommy? I see how this is.
You see, Tommy has one already now. I'm just playing catch up.
Wait a minute. I don't think I can open my mouth on this one. Hold on. Never mind.
You do too, don't you?
What?
Yes, I believe you do.
Who, Emile? He would never spend that kind of money on that.
Well, this one was a few dollars more for the dual tuner, and I don't know that I really needed the dual tuner, but it was only a few dollars more.
Yeah.
So
come to think of it, wait, George, come to think of it, I want to say the reason I got it was because of a post for Tommy. So Tommy, it's you the one who made me get it too.
Oh, it's all coming downhill.
Yeah. And when I first got it here, it sat around for a couple of weeks before I ever hooked it up. And I hooked it up and installed the software and looked at it. And I said, well, that's nice, but, what can I do with this that I couldn't have done with my my dongle? My what is it, $15 software-defined radio dongle, or one of the soft rocks that I built.
SDR.
And, It's basically the same thing, except this one covers from like, what, DC to 2 gigahertz almost?
It's 14-bit also.
14-bit.
The RTL's only 8-bit.
Dual receive.
So it took a while. I had to have about 3 or 4 sessions with it before I determined that, yes, I didn't throw my money away. And no, it's a good receiver. I don't know that it's going to replace any of my HF radios, but I will be using this at field day for a special purpose.
And that was intriguing. I can't wait to see or hear.
Yep. It's going to be cool. It'll be good.
Yeah, the one thing I like about this one over the one I've got is the metal case. Mine was, well, yeah, anyway, the metal case. Mine's plastic.
Yeah.
I really like that see-through green connector.
That is pretty sweet, isn't it? But I think, Tommy, and yours too, Emile, came with that, didn't it?
The transparent connector?
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
It's like,
Y'all can't see that, can you?
No.
It's really there. Here, let me unplug it.
There you go.
There it is. Right there.
well, so you gotta put it in, oh, there you go.
Yeah. So,
There it is. Now we see it.
anyhow, yeah, I don't regret buying it. I've been having a good time with it, and
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
it makes a real good shortwave receiver.
And that software that they put out for it is pretty nice too.
Yeah.
That's like top of the line stuff.
Now, it is a bit quirky. There are a few things I would have done differently in there for sure.
You have to get used to
I say
it.
that about every piece of software.
And I'm not sure about the dual tuners because after I got to playing with the software, I found out, well, you can stack up a bunch of different receivers on there on just a single tuner.
Mm-hmm.
So you can listen to multiple things, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it, and I will, well, maybe I'll figure that out. Space diversity.
You might.
Yeah.
Space diversity, that's really where you'd come out ahead with that.
And that's supposed to be in the next rev of software that they're going to release.
So I'll be looking at that. Okay, back to the show. Boy, we've
Y'all
already...
made me look like a pretty bad influence.
Wait, hold on. I think that's all the budget we have for this one.
That's it. That's all.
it.
We're out.
That's all we bought.
Bye, everybody.
Yep. Yeah. See you next time. Join us for Ham College.
Yep. Well, let's look at some video now. There were some other things there that were cheap, Emile, that I think you would approve of. What do you think about this first one, Tommy?
I don't remember what the first one is.
What's on that piece of paper right there?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Well,
No, you'll approve this one.
yeah. And it's just in time for field day, too. I'm talking with Mark here. Mark, what's your last name and your call sign since I can't get it right?
Curlicker, Whiskey Delta 9, Hotel Bravo, Foxtrot.
And you're from Illinois?
Modesto, Illinois. It's about 40 miles south of Springfield, the capital, Echo Mary 59.
Okay. Your truck and your mobile setup here kind of caught my attention when I saw what you had going on. This is interesting. What gave you this idea?
Well, a good friend of mine, K9TOM, county engineer, and another friend of mine, WS9V KO0Z, kind of put our brains together and used the sign material. It's a telespar, nested, 3 different sizes. When I nest it all the way down, it's at a travel height of about 12 foot 3 inches, and then all the way deployed, it's about 22, 23 feet. And I have it hinges down. It's nested inside the hitch of the trailer. And then when I travel, I will put the straps, and it's very, very secure as I travel.
So what would you estimate the cost was to put something like that together?
Just the cost of the bolts. That's about it. Maybe maybe $30, maybe.
So do you do a lot of VHF, UHF rover type work?
Yep, that's my big interest is weak signal work, and I've done rovering since 2016. CQ and ARRL September and June roves. I have a property in Michigan, so it gives me an excuse to be able to get to a different area, yet still have a place to sleep at night, so it's easy. I carry 4 bands. I'm in the limited rover class, so 6, 2, 432, and 222. And I use FT 847 for all the bands except for an FT 817 and a Down East Microwave 222 transverter for 222.
So I'm going to ask you a question here. You may not have done enough this year to really have a gauge on it. How are the bands?
Well, they're getting better. Okay. They're getting better. Let's just say that.
You've got a nice little...
This is a 430. This is a 432, one of Kent Britton's cheap Yagis, and we built these at my club, K9 MCE, back in Macoupin County, Illinois, and I was trying to promote to them that it's not too hard to build a 432, either sideband or vertical for the repeater use. There are a lot of folks out there that build these for 2 meter. And 222, and he's got designs for satellite antennas and for 902 and 1.2 gigs also. So I've had a lot of people ask about this design too. It's great, portable, emergency ECOM. You know, you're out there and you got your HT, throw it on, and you can hit your repeater. It's great. They're fantastic antennas.
And would you call this a folded dipole driving it the way it's been there?
Yep, that's what that is. Kent Brittain's got all the information on how to build that and his ideas why he did it that way. Yep.
Where can we find that? Do you recall the website?
It's WA5VJB, I believe. Kent Brittain's Cheap Yagi. If you Google Kent Brittain Cheap Yagi, those will be on there.
Cool. Now, I notice you've got one other accessory on here that's kind of interesting to me. Do you carry lunch with you?
I'm a recreational dog sledder, and that's where my dogs go in the wintertime. And another reason that I had Michigan property, I'm like, hey, let's put a station up, let's rove, let's see what the activity level is like up there. But that's the idea behind that. So it is a rover.
Well, when I saw it, being from the South, I thought maybe it was a chicken coop, but now that makes sense. That's where you haul your dogs.
Right. Yep. And I always have my lead dog with me, who's now retired, Boulder. He sits shotgun with me.
Wow. Well, thanks for talking with us, Mark. This is a really interesting setup here. We've been looking for something make field day maybe a little bit easier to set up.
I do use it at field day. I am the UHF VHF station, and last field day I think as compared in the years past, I added lots of points for that, so that's fun to do too, but perfect for field day.
Thanks again, Mark.
Thank you.
I swear I thought that was a chicken coop on the back of his truck there now.
Yeah, I saw Mike said it looked like carrier pigeon boxes.
Yep.
Yeah, but
that Yagi's a keeper, man.
Yeah, oh man.
That's pretty cool.
I got everything probably right here in the shack I need to make that with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There was another guy right next to him that had another one of those rover stations. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What do you think about the mast, Emile?
Just the cost of the bolts. I'm liking the sound of that.
Yep.
I'd like to find out where we can find some of that stuff.
Yeah, they didn't have it at Home Depot. I looked the other day when I was up there. So, yeah, that was, we didn't look in his truck either to see what he had up inside for radios. We were so enamored by the sheer beauty of that mast and the cheap antennas that...
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I really would like to find some of that stuff.
I would
Fix
too.
a thing for field day.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Maybe somebody out there knows where you can get it. Send us a link and let us know.
Yeah. But he wasn't the only rover there, was he?
No, there was another one right next to him that's pretty cool. It's very unique.
Yeah, quite. Now, you'll like this mounting as well, Emile. I'm talking with David here. He's another guy who's big into the VHF and UHF rover and microwave. Yes, I see that dish there. What's your full name and call, David?
David DeVos. My call is KF8QL. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. Is this a pretty big hobby in that part of the country?
We've got a pretty solid group of people that are VHF, UHF microwave operators, and we've got a club called the Michigan VHF UHF Society, and we're trying to obviously grow that pool of people. But yeah, it's popular.
Well, are any of them as serious as you? Because it looks like you're pretty serious about this. I bet you do pretty good in the contest.
Yeah, I'm maybe a little bit off the scale on serious, but I'm a rover, right? There's some other people who have very serious home stations, much more than I do. So.
Yeah, but the rovers thing, that just adds another whole layer of fun to it.
Yeah, fixed stations love rovers because they work us in one grid, we move, we can work again. I've got 11 bands, that's 11 more contacts for you and for me, so it's a beautiful thing.
11 bands?
Yep, 6 through 24 gig.
Wow, you about cover it all then.
I've got every one of them. So not everybody has those, and of course I have bands with different power capabilities, so I'm running 100 watts on 6, but when it comes up to the higher stuff, I might even be running 2 watts or a watt.
I really like the way you've got these antennas mounted on your roof up here. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. I've got 2 sets of antennas. The ones on the roof I use when I'm stopped. So my typical MO is I have a whole range of places I stop on a regular basis that are high places, and when I stop there I use those antennas on the roof. When I'm driving, I use these omni antennas in the back here that are on that pole, so those are omnidirectional antennas for 6 through 432.
And these, would you call these halo antennas?
Yeah, that's the name you and I would know them by, the guys with gray hair. Oh yeah, I have gray hair too.
A very nice setup here, and I like that you built it out of PVC because then it makes mounting them really easy.
I just changed the mount because I got a new vehicle and I had to move a couple of those pipes around, so for sure it does help.
So the rotator is basically the steering wheel, huh?
Yeah, I got a V6 rotator.
That'll probably do it.
That's right.
Wow.
So it's just a great hobby, and we're trying to, Mark and I, the other guy I just talked to, we're trying to help the fixed stations, and I get a kick out of it because it's a technical challenge. It's a physical challenge. The contest goes from 2 in the afternoon until 11 p.m. the next day. And it's a logistics challenge where you're going to go, and it's just physical, being able to stay on it for that long. Wow.
What is this here behind us now?
What this is once you get above 2.3 gigahertz, you're normally going to jump into a dish. Now, I stuck a drawing on here because I'm showing people what's going on today. So what I've got on this particular stand is I've got a recycled dish TV dish that I'm feeding with a dual band 10 and 5.7 gig feed, and I've got a 24 gig feed on the bottom. So I come in with this radio, this FT817 on 2 meters, that goes through an antenna switch that I can select what band I want to use, and then that gets up converted to 10 gigahertz or 5.7 gig, whatever, and transmits through here, bounces off here and goes out 31 dB. You got any antennas that do that kind of amazing? So 2 watts here, 2,000 watts ERP.
That is pretty good. So let me just venture a guess here. Is your day gig a microwave engineer?
No, I'm a retired electrical engineer. Yeah.
That is really good work. I like the way that you've built this up. This is all custom built, isn't it?
Well, this feed was built by a guy named Al Ward, who is well known in the microwave field, and he built it and tuned it up for me. Yeah, it's a lot of collaboration going on there.
And I like the repurposing of the direct TV dish. I did this with the 2.4 gig antenna, and it really makes a big difference.
Right on. Yeah. So were you getting Wi-Fi? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a high gain. So this is part of the station. Inside, I've got antennas that run the radios up on the rack and the loopers. So keeping 11 bands running during a contest is a challenge sometimes. The other aspect is the power. I've got the vehicle battery, and then I've got an AGM battery and a power gate in between them, because it pulls 10, 15 amps when I key down on 100 watts. So that's a challenge as well. So it's always something that keeps you learning, and that's part of the fun.
Well, what do you have inside? Anything unusual in here?
Well, in the back there, I racked up my transverters for 2.3, 3.4, and 900, so I can pull it in and out easily. And there's also connections for each one of those. So I racked them up back there, and then in the front seat, I've got my TS2000 main radio and a 991 Alpha Yaesu that are my drivers for those other transverters.
Some setup.
Yeah.
I really like it. I like it a lot. It gives me some good ideas.
George, I'm glad. That's the thing. I've been sharing here at this show. So many people have come up and taken a look at this, and they didn't know that people were doing this kind of thing. And that's one of the things about Hamvention I love is you're learning new things from other people who are into ham radio.
Thanks for talking with us.
Yeah. Great talking to you.
Pretty interesting setup.
That was. When we walked in, that was right near the entrance to Hamvention there, and we saw that mast, and it was just like a ham magnet almost. I mean, it just drew you straight over there. And then you saw the big V6 rotator there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
I've never seen anything like that, those rover stations like that. I don't guess anybody that I'm aware of around here does that.
Not that anyone I've seen around here. Now, Tebow might.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not sure. But yeah, anything like that down south there, Emile?
I have not seen that, but I did see what you did there with the PVC. I got it. I heard what you were thinking.
Yeah, good deal.
And Chip said it must be nice to have a engine, a rotator with a engine light.
True, because you want to know if you're going to be having some problems. Yeah, boy, a couple of great setups there.
Yeah, they're really cool. I wish we could have got a little bit more of the detail of the in the car, but anyway.
Yeah,
but it's pretty cool anyway.
Now, there might have been some other rovers there, but these were the only two we saw in that location.
Right.
Where we were. And
yeah, they were right in the beginning, too, so like we had to pretty much stop.
Both of them were really special, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to be back in just a moment because we've barely got started on this Hamvention thing.
This is going to be an action-packed show.
Hey, no doubt.
Hi, I'm Howard, W6HN. I'm excited to tell you all about the new MFJ1234 RigPi station server. Let's get started. A long time ago, when digital computers were first invented, it took specially designed rooms and conditioning filled with racks of equipment, hundreds of vacuum tubes, and elaborate consoles to do simple arithmetic. Up until the early 70s, the thought of having a computer in your shack was nothing more than a dream. Since then, the size and cost of computers has come down to the point where computers are an important asset in any well-designed shack. The behemoths of yesterday are no longer. This is the RigPi station server. It is a small, economical, Raspberry Pi-based computer system that controls your station and handles on-the-air activities. What can RigPi do? Using a browser on just about any device, RigPi provides radio and rotor control, CW keying, VoIP for two-way audio, logging, DX spot monitoring, and a fact-filled web view showing details about other stations. Using the RigPi desktop, you can operate digital modes using popular programs, plus you can upload your log files to the ARRL logbook of the world. Finally, it can replace a desktop computer with a browser, email client, word processing, and spreadsheet programs. RigPi is great for use in your shack, but for remote ops, it really shines. RigPi is well suited for Apple and Android devices, including mobile phones, tablets, iPads, and more. Work DX while on the road or from a cruise ship. Let's listen in on Tom, W5KUB, as he works Walter, KI4V, in Tennessee from a cruise ship somewhere in the Caribbean.
That is light years better. All the background noise is gone. It's just clear audio. It's crazy how good this sounds. It sounds like you're just here in the shack with me.
Here is Walter, KI4V, previously NR3E, working HK3C in Colombia.
We are trying out, we're beta testing a RigPi remote unit. I'm actually on an iPhone remotely connected to a friend's TS570.
Well, very good. Very good, thank you. And congratulations on the remote setup. It's sounding nice.
And we've got a little video later in the show here where we talked with Howard. And,
Yeah, that's a pretty neat thing. There was a lot of interest in that.
yeah, we talked to him, 2 years ago, I guess, about that when it was coming along. And yeah, the Pis have gotten better since then. We didn't have the Pi 3V Pluses back.
I think the 2 was out back then.
Yeah. So, nice, very nice product there. And we look forward to playing with some of those here in the future.
Yeah, should have some coming sometime soon.
They're staying sold out a lot on that stuff.
Yeah, I figured they're probably going to be like that for a while, too.
Yeah. Well, back into the videos here, you know, we always see a lot of friends when we go to different Hamfest, and we probably in Dayton we see more from various parts of the world. Now, this is a guy here we just visited with recently.
Yeah, he's actually in the chat room as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he made it back home.
Okay, Kevin. Well, and, you know, I was busy talking with someone else while you and Kevin shot this. I won't spend more time with Kevin while we were there, but we just ran out of time, which you always do when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
So you want to set this one up, Tommy?
Yeah, so I just we kind of ran across Kevin and decided to stop real quick and just kind of catch up and wanted to see how his trip was going.
Mm-hmm. Before we do that, though, and I'll forget about it if we don't, you can tell by our shirts tonight, Emile, after seeing that appearance by Rockin' Ray in the pre-show, we're getting the band back together.
Yeah. More. We got the guitar covered and the drums.
Well,
We need somebody to do the accordion.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
That or the jaw harp, you know.
Hey, Kevin.
G'day, Tommy. How are you?
It's great to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been, I guess, a couple of weeks since we've seen you, right?
It will be 2 weeks ago today, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So how's your trip around the country been?
Going good. We've had good weather. We got thunderstorms on the first day here at night, but that's about it. Nothing else. And we've got 3 weeks to go.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. So I think your daughter is in the youth forum, right? Is she getting a little interest? Maybe we're going to get another young face into the hobby?
I think we're pretty sure to get another new face into the hobby. She's in with the Lee family girls at the youth forum, and since she's been here yesterday and a little bit before, she's got her interest has come right up. So we're gonna be busy.
Yeah, that's awesome. She seemed like she had a little bit of interest when I ran into you guys yesterday.
Yeah.
So have you made any nice purchases here to make your trip across, well, I would say across the country, but across the world really worthwhile?
Oh yes, went out to the flea market. We've only done about a quarter of that, but I picked up a nice bird through line meter with a couple of slugs in it, and I picked up a little controller for my tar hill, and a boom, a high mic boom for my PR40. So that's all going home with me, and I'm still looking.
Oh yeah. And you said you're interested in possibly getting a new HF rig as well, right?
Oh, we're looking at it, so we're tossing up whether we get a Flex or a ICOM, but we're pushing more to the ICOM 7610, so we'll be looking at that one today.
Yeah, we did a hands-on with that a while back, and you may have seen it, but yep. I don't think you can go too wrong with that.
No, I think it's a very nice one. I've had the 7300, and that's sort of helped pay for this one coming up. I use a big 7700, so it'll be a good companion. And I spoke to Ray, and Ray says the 76 will be even outperform the 7700.
Oh yeah, well that sounds like a good way to, or a good recommendation to make up your mind.
Oh, that's for sure. So we're still tossing.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. So when you leave here, where to? I think you were going across the north part of the country, back around to LA before you go home.
Yep, so tomorrow we're scooting up to Niagara Falls and then up to Toronto. I've got family up in Toronto, and then we're going across to eastern Idaho, stopping off hopefully at Val and Jerry's place. Good old tourist spots, Mall of America, Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone Park, then back down to LA for Zion Park, Grand Canyon, the Hoover Dam, all the typical tourist spots.
Oh, I'm a little jealous. Niagara Falls is pretty nice. If you go to the Canadian side, be sure to take the tour where you go down behind the falls. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we plan to do that. I did that back in '87 when I was over this way for a trip when I was doing my OE to Europe. So yeah, done that one. So we'll be doing that one as well.
Oh, awesome! It sounds like you guys still got a lot of fun left before you go back home.
That's for sure. The only thing we've got to do and make sure is that we're in LAX for the 10th of June to get the big flight back to New Zealand.
Okay. And I guess you saw maybe the last Amateur Logic, but we did the taste test for the candies that you left us, and they were both fantastic. Like, there were no nasty surprises for anybody watching, so it might not have been as pleasant for them because I think they like to see the faces we make, like when we tried the Vegemite. But they were both very good.
Yeah, I watched that. I liked your expression and your comments on the nasty stuff, but we'll make sure we'll send something up that will maybe turn your taste buds up a bit. And we've got a couple other things down there which are Kiwi icons that you might like, and I'm sure Simon down there he'll send something up to you as well to surprise you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a lot of fun, and we always appreciate you guys doing that.
No, it's good fun. You and George and Emile and when Peter was here, you guys all put on a really good show. Every month sort of time it so we can go and see it, and a perfect timing for us down there in New Zealand because it's a Saturday normally in the afternoon, and we can get to watch it.
Well, great. I'm glad you enjoy it. We enjoy putting them on. Obviously, we wouldn't be on almost to our 14th year now.
Oh, that's for sure. And you're going to be going for another 14 years.
Yeah, I hope so. We plan to.
Yeah. Well, that's what we all look for. Like you were in the Ham Nation forum this morning. George said he didn't think we'd be more than a couple of months. 14 years down the track. Two.
Yeah, I never dreamed anybody would even watch them.
Oh, hey, look. When you go back to some of those first episodes with. What was your first companion back then?
Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy. We just cracked up with some of those, and I think that's what makes a good program. You need a bit of humor in it.
The parts recovery segment is legendary, where the torch issue.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you could have lost that house, but at least you had a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, and some fun.
Yeah, and lots of fun. And there's going to be more fun and more projects. Just keep them going, and let's see if some of your Amateur Logic group can, forward your ideas so you can promote them.
Well, we appreciate you stopping and talk with us, and good luck on the rest of your trip. It's always a pleasure, and let us know what you end up deciding for your HF rig. We'll be curious to see.
I will do that, Tommy. Just keep up the good work you and George.
All right, good to see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And Emile.
Yep, Andy Mill. Well, it's good to catch up with him.
Yeah.
His daughter won a handy talkie over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's cool. So maybe she'll get her ticket here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Have another hand.
It was fun to visit with him while he was here in town, passing through on his. I guess he made a loop around a big part of the U.S. there while he was here.
In parts of Canada.
Oh, he went into Canada as well.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, that's one friend we ran into, but we ran into another guy from a while back.
Well, we did. This is I don't remember how many years it had been. It had been a number of years.
It was still at Hara.
It was at Hara when I met Sala for the first time. Back in 2014, we were at the Hara Arena at Hamvention, and we met Sala, HZ1SM. Sala, it is good to run into you again in Hamvention.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored again to meet you in person after 4 years now, 2019. And the pleasure is mine really to meet you and see you in person, and to meet also Tommy. And actually, I'm following your Ham Nation episodes all the time. It's wonderful. I love it. We learn a lot of, we get a lot of education from your materials you are providing, and the demonstration discussion. I actually love it, and we benefit a lot from your material and broadcasting from Ham Nation. Thank you so much. You and Mr. Bob Heil and all the guys also. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And we've been talking shop. We've been talking about radios and audio processing and antennas.
Yes.
So we've had a good conversation over here. Sorry we didn't have a camera at the time, but so amateur radio.
And the SWR problems I ran into, it was terrible.
Oh yeah. So the solution was a new antenna.
Yeah, new antenna, SWR antenna, DB18 antenna, and now I'm busting bilops now. No problem.
With 22 watts.
22 watts. I was able to work the stateside, I think East Coast, 22 watts. And the guy who was actually transmitting at the time from the stateside was pushing 1500 whiskey, and I was able to copy him 5.9. So when I told him I'm actually running 22 whiskey, he said, "Are you sure 22 whiskey? You're a QRP station." I said, "This is the truth, 22 whiskey." And he asked me, "What is the antenna?" I told him my antenna is SWR DB18. So it's doing the magic for me actually.
Wow, that is fantastic. Yeah. It's so good to see you again here.
Thank you so much.
How often do you come? Do you come every year now or every few years?
I'm visiting actually here, visiting some relative here. So I just visit, my daughter studying here, so I come this year to see my daughter, and then I attend also the Hamvention. I hope I can also attend next year. Hopefully I can attend next year. I'm planning to be, because I like this place, Xenia, it's called Xenia. This fairground is much better compared to the Hara Arena. It's very nice, and even the surrounding here. I love the countryside. I love the greenery. I love the, like spacious place. You can park your car, and the area is very nice, especially the countryside. It is always good to be in the countryside. I love it. So I think everybody loves to come in such a place where you can see all the trees around you. Yes.
It's good to see you again, my friend.
Thank you so much, dear George. And please convey my greetings to Mr. Bob as well, and all the team from Ham Nation team.
All right. And the AmateurLogic.
AmateurLogic, yes.
Yeah, that's where your segment ran, was on AmateurLogic.
Yes, AmateurLogic and Ham Nation. Yes, absolutely, yes. I follow both of them actually in your channels. I'm following you all the time. Yes, thank you so much.
All right, good DX.
Okay, thank you. Hope to work you sometime, huh?
Yeah. Maybe I'll be running a little more than 22 watts because I don't have a step IR.
Okay. No, you can beat me, I'm sure. You can do something.
7.3.
Okay, 7.3s.
Yeah, that was cool. He picked you out for like right off the bat.
Oh yeah. And we met him. Well, it was 2014, and
yeah.
That's one thing about ham radio. I mean, you'll meet people from all over the world, and even right here in your own country that you never would have met before. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got friends just about anywhere you go in ham radio.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I've always said it, and I'll say it again. To me, that's the best thing about going to like Hamvention one of those big Hamfests is getting to meet some of the people that you've talked to, or just got or seen on the, interacted with on the internet or whatever. So that's the fun part, man.
Good people all over the world, man.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
When
Exactly.
I saw that. I think it was 2 videos ago. The HK3 station in Bogota. I've actually talked to that guy.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I recognized the call and the voice. In fact.
Wow. Well,
Small world.
we're not quite halfway done yet. We got more video here.
Huh, go figure, huh?
Yeah, one of the first things that happened, not the first thing, but one of the first things, and you missed this event, every year on a Thursday night before Hamvention, ICOM throws a little banquet for their dealers and to, thank them for, carrying their products, and just so that everybody can meet one another and chat and visit and have a good time. I went to the ICOM dealer dinner again this year. They always have a theme, a special theme. It was Blues Brothers one year we went.
Yeah, that was fun.
And Star Wars. And I can't remember the theme, but I remember when Tall Paul from Canada was wearing the Godzilla suit. I don't know what it was that year.
No, that was Star Wars. That was a Wookiee.
No. He had the dinosaur suit one year with the tail.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that one? That was.
How could I forget that?
I don't know how you could forget that. But this year they had a special theme as well.
On the bottom of the lower third.
This special theme was, I think, it was Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah, Marvel
this year.
Superheroes.
And had a good band playing in there as well. They used to always have live entertainment for these. I saw Chip Margelli there.
Hey.
See, there's one of the superheroes right there.
Let's blow up Iron Man. You're not a Marvel guy, I guess.
No. I didn't know there was a blow-up version.
Me either.
Yeah. They had one of these here too. That's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But then they had some other superheroes that were a little more animated than these right here. So, Spider-Man was rocking.
Yeah.
There you go.
I see Groot.
Yeah.
I see Magneto, Thor, Thanos, and I forget the other guy.
I want to say thank you very much for everybody that came out tonight. Well, we have a bunch of Marvel superheroes. Since it's always my fault, why not show up and be the bad guy? So I hope you all have a good time. We're wanting to basically say thank you for another year. We're excited to have a successful Dayton. We hope that you have a lot of the products new, and that it will be the product that everybody's wanting to buy. So, we have Groot. We imported Groot from north of the border. Canadian. You can keep him. And then double thumbs up.
And they had an artist there doing caricatures. How do you say that?
Yeah, kind of like that caricature.
Yeah. And he did one
Oh, cool.
of the group right there.
Doctor Strange, that's it. I was trying to think of Will's costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But they had a fun time there. It's always nice to visit with those folks. We have made a good friend there of, a guy that has a two-way radio shop up not too far out of the Dayton area there. I think it's actually Jackson, Ohio, that I meet and talk with every year. And
Yeah.
have a good time visiting there. What do you think about all that, Emile? Now, this was a free event for me and for the dealers.
Well, wow. I had no idea they were, doing other things like that. But I guess anything to have fun.
Oh, yeah, and it was.
Oh yeah, they're always a good time.
Yep. Tommy just didn't make it in time. Your flight was late.
Yeah, flight was a little bit late.
But I was representing.
Well, I appreciate you standing in for us. Somebody had to do it.
Think nothing of it.
He was super cameraman.
Yeah. And we went through the flea market. It didn't rain during the event this year. That was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just it rained a little bit the first morning, and then no more rain after that.
Before we got there.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could freely walk around the flea market with no problems. And I did. And notice I said freely, Emile.
I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Okay.
That's I'm sure his ears perked up when he heard freely.
There's one thing that caught my attention, though, just going through the flea market area there, that I thought this was really neat. I didn't talk to the guy, no interview or anything like that, no narration. It's just, I had my phone with me, and I saw what he had on his table there, and I just had to take a look.
Just went for it, huh?
Just went for it. You know how it is.
Yeah.
He's oiling that engine over there. But this one, man, check that out. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
It was. That's pretty cool. That's the only old motors that I saw.
Is that
there.
an antenna rotor?
I guess you could, yeah.
Would make a darn good one.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. And you noticed it only hit not very often, so it's probably fuel efficient, I would say, Emile.
Yeah, that's going to last a while.
Yeah. It looked like it had lasted quite a while already. I've never seen one like that before. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's neat stuff, man.
And we always run across a bunch of friends there, and people who've watched the show that we may or may not have met before, and we like to chat and talk about what's going on. And sometimes they ask us for advice.
Sometimes.
We don't.
Sometimes we give it.
Sometimes we give it. Sometimes we don't really have any on the particular subject. But
I wasn't going to bring that part up, but that's true as well.
I met a couple of really nice guys here. We had a little chat. I ran into Dave here. He flagged us down and said, "Hey, I want to talk about noise."
That's right.
So we've been talking about different noises that you've got in Los Angeles.
That's right. How else can I put it? You guys are the pros. Love watching you guys. And in Southern California, we have a lot of noise. I know there's a lot of operators like me that live in compromised areas, lots of power lines, and I know the problem's everywhere. So, definitely love some recommendations on some product that's out there to help us. I know we were talking before about, a loop antenna and also some product that MFJ has, but, would love to hear what your thoughts are.
All right. Well, I guess I'll need to pull that back out and do another demo on it. On certain noises, it's very effective. So I'll get that back out and we'll talk more about it. And you are with?
Well, I'm a member of the Crescenta Valley Radio Club and the Pasadena Radio Club in LA. And been licensed for 32 years.
Great to see you, Dave. Thanks for stopping and saying hello and asking for a suggestion from us. Now, we're not pros, we're just amateurs.
That's right. We're all amateurs. And you know what? The kind of noise that we're hearing here at Hamvention's the kind of noise we all like to hear.
Yeah. If you can just bust this pile up, you're doing good.
That's right. You're not kidding.
Thanks, Dave.
Again, George. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Larry is wearing the colors here for Ham College. Now, are you a recent graduate?
I am, well, I have graduated with my extra class diploma. So I did watch all of the tech class shows that you did, and those are really informative. And we do all direct our new people who are coming in the hobby into watching those videos.
We really appreciate that, and you know we're trying to cover as much as we can about it and give them a little detail as to why that is the correct answer and why this other one may be the wrong one.
But I'm an avid watcher of Ham College, Amateur Logic, and Ham Nation as well. And you two guys are a riot.
Well, it just happens. That's all I can say. It's usually not planned. It just happens.
But I'm with the Bill Grimion Memorial Radio Club in Noonan, Georgia, which is just right outside of Atlanta. And like I said, I like the shows, and you guys are a riot. I always show my wife, you got to watch George and Tommy.
All right. Thanks for saying hello, Larry.
Well, thank you. It's good seeing you guys.
We're not only a riot, we've caused a few.
Yeah, probably so. And
the night's still young.
You know, we like to do as much to help out the community as we can. And from time to time, we'll have some public service announcements for you here. And boy, this is an important one here. And I'm sure, Emile, you should probably explain this one to us, or at least announce it.
Okay, let's see. Amateur Logic's rule of cheap old man acquisition number 2. A deal is a deal until a better one comes along. You know, B3MIC.
You can kind of feel him all over this, can't you?
Yeah, there's no mention of him on it, but I got it. I feel that disturbance in the force.
His work speaks for itself.
Yeah. And
thanks, Mike.
We saw a lot of other people there. There's some familiar faces in this photo right here. There's Neil Rapp from Amateur Radio Newsline. There's Marty back there.
Marty.
I see me, and then there's another sort of new ham there.
Yeah.
Also wearing a very stylish shirt. That's Jet Jurgensmeyer, and I don't remember his call sign right off.
No, I don't remember it either.
How do we know him?
Yeah, he's Boyd on Last Man Standing.
Tim Allen's fictitious grandson.
That's right. That's right. And he and his dad are pretty new hams.
They are brand new hams, and I tell you, he is loving the hobby.
Oh, yeah. What's not to love?
Oh, yeah. And we chatted with him. As a matter of fact, he was on Ham Nation with us this week, and we talked about pickup trucks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We had a good time. He's really a great kid there, and up and coming. Well, he's getting pretty popular.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things going on. Very impressive.
So it was nice to see Jet there. And let's see, you have, I don't see them. There they are. You've got some more photos over there, don't you?
Yeah, I got a few of them. Unfortunately, I don't have everybody's call signs. That's Tom. We've met him before, but he was representing. And as always, he does a fine job of representing. I appreciate that, Tom. It was good to see you.
We met him with the aliens.
Yep.
And
Jocelyn.
There's Jocelyn.
Go ahead.
What are you guys? I'm trying to figure out what you guys are doing. Oh, pointing at each other?
I think
pointing
so.
At the logos. Both representing.
Yep, both of us.
And that's I don't know who that is, but you're photobombing them, so I had to throw that one in there.
That's
the girl with the antenna hair.
Yeah, the antenna hair lady.
Yeah. That's a classic George picture right there. And got one more, and I don't have his calls. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. I apologize for that. I can't see. I should have had these ready a little bit sooner, but
yeah, you got them ready like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah,
we remembered.
I almost forgot about them, so I apologize about that. And like I said, there are probably a few more of them on my other phone, and I'll get them together and we'll show them at the next show.
And is that the Amateur Logic hat he has on there?
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
You know the hat?
The hat, yeah.
But anyway, there were some other people representing as well, and I always appreciate you guys wearing the colors out there.
Well, we'll be back in just a moment, but first let's get a message from our very good sponsor, ICOM. Contest from home or remotely and create your own band opening with ICOM's newest SDR transceiver, the IC9700. Bringing direct sampling to the UHF-VHF weak signal market, the IC9700 all-mode transceiver is loaded with innovative features. Dedicated amateur satellite operation, color touchscreen, D-Star capability built in, RF direct sampling on the 2-meter and 70-centimeter bands, dual independent receivers capable of full duplex operation as well as dual watch, and 100 watts max output power on 2 meters, 75 watts max on 70 centimeters, and 10 watts max on 1.2 gigahertz. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest signals even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of a SDR radio. RF direct sampling, 110 dBm RMDR, independent dual receivers, and dual digicell. The IC7300 is changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. Visit icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on all the great ICOM radios. And don't forget to be ham active in June. Participate in both the June VHF contest as well as Field Day. Submit your logs and see how you did in the pile-up.
Appreciate ICOM.
Oh, very much so.
And MFJ for sponsoring.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of MFJ, ran into Martin out there. Wouldn't be Hamfest if we didn't go by and visit with those guys.
Nope. And he had some new things there
to
look at this year.
Well, it wouldn't be a Hamvention without running into Martin Jew from MFJ. K5FLU. Martin, it's good to see you again.
Oh, great to see you too, George. I just wanted to show y'all some of the new products that we have. This is a distribution box where you can connect up to 2 antennas or just use one, and then it will feed 4 different radios. For example, if you take a disc cone and use 4 of the SDR dongles, you can cover all the way from VLF all the way up to UHF and beyond, and cover the entire spectrum all at one time from one antenna. And this model allows you to select 2 different kinds of antennas. If you use those dongles, you can have a pan adapter over the entire radio spectrum. And we have another model that has a much more powerful loop antenna that also has this as part of the loop antenna.
I think we've seen the older model of this, but this is a new improved model?
It's a new improved model, yeah. It allows you to take your normal radio that may not have a pan adapter and use an SDR dongle to have a pan adapter for any radio that you want to use. And here's a new product that's interesting. It's a product that we're bringing in from Zygu. This is a 20-watt single sideband CW FM data transceiver for $449, and 20 watts is about a S unit below 100 watts, so you can't hardly tell much difference between using a full 100-watt radio and this, and you can see how small it is. You can control everything from the microphone. It's a SDR radio. It's got a spectrum analyzer built in and a companion amplifier that you can put in a few watts and run a full 125 watts. Covers HF all the way through 6 meters. This has been around X5105.
That was the first Zygu you had, I believe.
And the big news here is we have reduced the price down to $599. And it includes antenna tuners and batteries. It's a great little radio. We also have a product that's really, really exciting, but I want to walk over to the next place to do this if we can. But just briefly, what this is a box that allows you to plug your radio, any radio, but especially the more modern ones that has cat control. Once you plug the radio into here and then an internet connection, you can operate your radio remotely. You can do everything. This can rotate your antenna. It can change switch antenna switches. This will replace your computer in your shack. It's got a spreadsheet in it, word processor in it, and you can. It has a FCC database in it, so you can look up calls, or you can use it to search the website. And we got a demo set up over here. If we can go over there and take a look at it.
Yeah, let's look more at this Rig Pi.
All you need is a web browser, nothing else. Your phone, iPad, or tablet, or laptop, or computer, and you can rotate your antennas, switch antennas, do all the digital modes. It totally replaces your computer in your shack. And we have standing here one of the world's outstanding programmers. Howard has been working on this for the last 2 years, and I'm going to hand this to him, and he can go into a much deeper explanation.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Well, Howard, we saw you 2 years ago, and we talked about this, and I am glad to see that it has hit the market now. I'm hearing great things about it.
Well, thank you, and it's great to be here. Good to see you again, George, and Tommy, who's running the equipment. I remember that interview, and you asked, how long will it be before it's going to come out? And I said, maybe a couple of months.
Everything takes a little longer when you get right down to doing it, doesn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, even the documentation has taken months to work on. So it's been a big job, but I'm really happy with the response here at the Hamvention. There's been I never realized that there was so much interest in remoting.
Oh yeah, it's big now, and especially since you can use this device with virtually just about every rig that's out there. That is a game changer.
Yes, it uses the HamLib library of radios and also rotors. But the HamLib radio library supports over 200 radios. All the popular radios are on there, so it's just a matter of selecting it from a menu, setting up the port number that you're using, clicking Connect Radio, and away you go.
How did you get this idea?
Oh, that's a good question. I've sort of been dreaming about a web-based interface to ham radio for a long time. And I looked into it. I've run servers for my Windows Comcat program. So I looked into it, but it was really messy because of the remote server being far away and in the cloud. And I thought, gee, I all of a sudden realized that the Raspberry Pi is just like an Amazon.com server, almost. Not quite as powerful.
Well, yeah.
But you use a browser to connect to Amazon, you should be able to use a browser to connect to your radio.
Well, these Pi 3Bs are so much faster than the original Pis. I mean, it's got the horsepower to easily do this, doesn't it?
It does. It's amazing. It's just incredible for me to look at this little Raspberry Pi. We use the B Plus in the product, and they're going to come out with probably a C Plus, and then we'll convert over to that. But even the B Plus is an amazing improvement over the first Pis that came out in terms of speed. 1.2 gigahertz clock rate, and there's more memory available now than in the earlier Pis. So it's just an incredible board that you can go to Amazon and buy one for under $40. Briefly, what we have is a Swiss Army knife of station control. The Rig Pi can do everything your home computer can do, just about, including email and browsing. But more importantly, it will do rig control from anywhere in the world. It's browser-based, so no matter what device you want to use to remote control your station, it's all set up.
Browser?
Yes, it uses a browser. We can see the video up above here is coming from my iPad. You can also use an iPhone, which is now trying to catch up on some long-needed rest. So if there we go. We're running on an iPhone.
And I have an Android. Could I use it on an Android?
Yeah, I've got an Android Motorola G6 that I use for testing, and it runs fine on tablets, Android tablets, or Android phones. Any device that has a browser, Amazon Fire will run it.
Wow, yeah. That's incredible.
And it's also set up as an account system. So if you log into your account online, it's the same thing you experience here. Your username and password set up. You can have multiple users running multiple radios or multiple users sharing one radio. It's all up to you how you want to configure the operation. So you could have a buddy using one of your spare radios in a place where he can't set up an antenna, and you could be on the air at the same time with your own radio on your own account. So it's very versatile.
Wow. Well, we certainly want to get back with you and get the full update. There's people waiting here, so I don't want to hold up people from getting to talk to you and get a good demo of it. But will you come back in the future and talk with us more and give us an update? We got a good interview with you 2 years ago, but I suspect a little bit has changed since we did that.
A little bit. I'm 2 years older. So, but other than that, there's been a lot of improvement in the software. You can also learn more at https://rigpi.net. We also have a public forum, so you can go in and ask questions on https://rigpi.groups.io. So hope to see you and your viewers on both the forum and on the website at any time.
All right. Thanks, Howard. It was great to see you again.
Good to see you, George. Good to see you, George.
And thanks for doing this project. This is fantastic.
Great. It's been fun, and it's going to continue to be fun. Met a lot of really nice people this weekend, so we're off to a good start.
73.
Howard's a cool guy, man.
Oh, yeah. He's doing some neat stuff.
Yeah, and you need to go back and watch, I don't remember the episode number, but it was our visit to the 45th anniversary of MFJ Enterprises. We had a good long chat with Howard in that. He's got an interesting background, not just the Rig Pi thing.
Yeah.
You can tell he likes what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And he grew up kind of in it, you know. His father was a president of Heathkit for a long time.
Nice.
So he's been around ham radio a few years.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's had some pretty cool gear around there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get him back here with us live on an episode before too long and just have a good time, have a good chat. No telling what we might talk about.
No telling.
Speaking of that, Emile, when you were tallying up the totals from Hamvention earlier, I mentioned that the whole SDR play thing was Tommy's fault, and you concurred.
Yes.
And here's my evidence right here.
I got Andy here. Hey, how's it going, Andy?
I'm good. How are you?
I understand you guys have a fairly new SDR receiver.
Yeah, so we last year we released the RSP Duo, which is a 14-bit dual tuner device.
All right. Well, I think I know what's different, but can you kind of tell me what's new about this one?
Yeah. So this is a dual tuner, and the cool thing about these is that they're time and phase synchronous. So we can start to do some really cool things, like we can do diversity, noise cancelling, and direction finding. So over here on this first screen, what we're showing is using the two tuners in completely different parts of the spectrum. So I'm scanning up in VHF on one tuner, which is a new feature that was added to SDR Uno in the last version, the scanning feature, and on the second tuner on the bottom there, we're in HF. Okay. So we can be in two completely different parts of the spectrum at the same time on the same unit on one USB cable. And then so that's how we can use it for independently. And then over on this other screen here, we've got another duo running where this is our latest version of the software, which will be out in a couple of weeks' time, and this is showing off diversity. So what we can do here is we can take two weak stations on each tuner, and then we can software combine them, and and we can improve the signal to noise ratio and get a stronger signal.
I read a little bit about that, but obviously I didn't read enough. So I was thinking that maybe that was another RSP device, but it's just the Duo that does
so
that.
The RSP Duo architecture will enable more software functions like this. Diversity, like I said, noise cancelling, direction finding. So really the name for us, the name of the game for us now is to just increase the amount of software to really show the capability of the RSP Duo.
Okay. I bought the RSP2 here from this show, I think it was 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed that. Okay. And I really like the strides you guys have made with the software. It was already an amazing piece of software, but it just gets incrementally better every time.
We're making a lot of improvements. Like I say, this version for diversity will be out in a couple of weeks' time. We're already working on the version after that, which will have some, we're going to have a plug-in interface so people can write their own demodulators and decoders to interface directly into SDR Uno. We're going to do a remote server client system, and then our long-term goal is to move this from Windows over to Linux and Mac as well.
Once you hit Mac, it's going to, Linux as well. You're going to open up a lot of windows there.
I mean, it's a constant theme that people tell us that there's, particularly for the Mac, there's not a lot of native software for SDR. So it's in our roadmap, which we updated on our website today. So we're definitely committed to getting this software onto those other two platforms.
Oh, that would be awesome. I was kind of a Mac user. I still use it a little bit. Okay. I switched over to kind of the Windows because of a lack of good Mac software, so that would have helped.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of focus on Windows, but we still have a lot of users that, like yourself, Mac and Linux and Raspberry Pi and Android as well, and we support all those platforms.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys got some spectrum analyzer software as well too. Do you know much about that?
Yeah, we have. So a gentleman called Steve Andrews in Australia. He's done a couple of versions now that's freely downloadable from our website. He's working on a new version. That'll probably, I'm not sure the time frame, be out in the next few weeks, I would have thought. That's been very well received. I mean, all of our RSPs are calibrated systems, and they give accurate dBm measurements across 100 dB of control range from 1 kilohertz up to 2 gigahertz. So they make ideal spectrum analyzers. And so Steve's software, which is specifically the spectrum analyzer, so you'll get all the analyzer functions, peak hold, peak detect, and all the math functions on the traces, and that has really gone down really well. So. And that will just keep improving as well.
Yeah, I did download one of the earlier versions and played with it a little bit, and I hope to do something on AmateurLogic in the near future with it myself.
Yeah. It's so there was 1.0A that came out a short while ago, and I know that he's already got another version that'll be out very soon.
Okay, I think the one I used was way pre version 1.
0.9. I had some issues way back, but the recent one that he put out is better. He's still squashing some bugs, so. The next version will be better still, but
I write software too, so I know how that is.
It's a constant battle.
So I'll look forward to downloading that as well.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
Very good.
I guess I didn't really realize when I was interviewing him, but he was actually the one that wrote the SDR Uno software.
It's good software too.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yep. I like it. It's pretty awesome.
And I will say, as someone who has played with, and not the SDR play, but earlier SDRs, the soft rocks and the dongles and stuff, and HD SDR back before it had that name, and boy, a lot of different ones, the early ones. Mm-hmm. The DSP noise reduction is not the same in all those. It is pretty good in this. I would say it's probably among some of the better software-defined things I've played with.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it's
the notches too are awesome on that thing.
Yes. Now, I don't like the way that you adjust it currently. They need to improve that a little bit for me to make it easier.
There's some weird stuff in there, but overall the software is pretty nice. It's pleasant to use. It works really well. The audio sounds fantastic from it.
Yeah.
But there's some weird things in there, which I'd probably made a few design different.
And they might
things myself, but
they might, you know.
But anyway, but you can do everything pretty much you need to do in there, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. And I did download the Spectrum Analyzer software and played with it just a little bit. I'm not sure I'm ready to sell my Rockall yet.
But I want to see a comparison between the two.
Yeah, when I get a chance, you know, maybe. Yeah, I just didn't play with it enough to really form a good opinion on it yet.
You can blame me if you want to, but before I got through with the interview, you were pretty much over there buying that thing.
Well, you were, and that's why, you know, Emile can't claim that as justification, but I certainly can, because it was, you know, all that happened within like 60 seconds or so there.
It did. It was like the fastest spending spree I've seen since Christmas time.
Well, it's like when I saw you looking at it and talking about it, and I saw the interface, and I said, yeah, I need one of those.
And it happened just like that.
And it happened, and I really didn't give it a lot of thought as to exactly, you know, what all it did and everything. I just said, it looks cool, I think I need one, and I'm glad I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, I don't think it's going to replace any of my regular HF transceivers, but as another receiver, and particularly for shortwave, I like it.
Yep.
It's good. But I'll let you know more after field day, Emile, because I have a special purpose I keep talking about on that. Speaking
I'm tuned.
Of special purposes, you know, when you're out about, say, well, at a ham fest or at field day or anywhere you're out in the public, sometimes you need to cover your head.
You do.
You know what I mean?
You do.
And
you want to be selective about what you put up there.
Exactly. I like that was smooth, yeah.
Yeah.
And this right here is the hat with John Baggett, K2BAG, who has left the chat room. He was over there a little earlier.
And these are good, high-quality pieces of headgear as well, because that hat has got countless miles on it. And look how good it still looks.
Yeah, I think that must be Hat V2.0. Maybe not. Maybe that is the original. You never know who's going to show up with one of those hats either.
Yeah.
But this one was, well, I think the hat was boarding a flight from Orlando to New York. And you never know where you're going to see one of these. It could pop up anytime, anywhere.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Where do you get one of those hats?
And might I say that's mighty stylish looking too.
And timely.
Where could you get one of those? I'm glad you asked that, because people don't always know the answer to that, but I bet you do.
But I can tell you, I just so happen to have the inside scoop on that. You can get the hats as well as other swag items, shirts, jackets, AmateurLogic.Spreadshirt.com. That's the place for all your shopping needs. We played the pre-show was a Christmas show this time. I guess we should have done it in July, but it's not too early to start your Christmas shopping. That's where you can begin right there. AmateurLogic.Spreadshirt.com. We got Ham College stuff on there as well.
Yep, I do too.
Oh, and I'm just mentioning too something Glenn is saying. Yeah, not only will you love it, but your dogs will love it as well.
That is correct.
Be careful where you put it.
Yes. I saw that is Hat V2.0 for you, isn't it?
This is 2.0.
So they make great dog treats?
It is. They love it. It's a good toy. It was pretty durable.
Yeah.
Right up until the Weimaraner got it.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to be back. Well, we still got 3 segments to go here. We're going to have email coming up in one here very shortly. And we're going to have a special trip to a special place. It's like going to the Magic Kingdom, Emile. We're going to have that here in a minute. But right now, you know, we always like to visit with Ray Novak whenever we go to Hamvention or any big ham fest where he's at, and just find out what's been going on. I've got a little video here where we talked with Ray. He sounded a bit hoarse here at
the first of it, though. So I guess he was all talked out. Well, back with Ray Novak here from ICOM for a wrap-up on Hamvention 2019. Ray, how was Hamvention 2019?
We've had an incredibly cheeky Hamvention this year.
Man, we need a Gordo laugh track on that one. Yeah,
it sounds like your voice has changed a little bit. You're hoarse from all the talking this weekend?
With how busy it's been, I don't know what time zone or what country I'm from right now.
What's the big product this year, as if I don't already know?
There's actually been several of them around here. Of course, the new 9700 has been just, I would call it fantastic. Then the 7300 just has not slowed down. That thing is just flying. I've been seeing so many boxes go out here. The 7610. This has just been a great show. If you remember from last year, I got a lot more energy today than I did last year.
Yeah.
It's not because of the sleep. It might be because of the caffeine, but with the energy that's been at this show, this one was different than in the past.
Well, I know at the top of the hours when you gave away radios here, it's like the whole hall was filled with people trying to get to the booth.
It was, and in fact, I had a couple of people come up to me and go, well, we were back way past Heil. We couldn't see the signs. We couldn't hear it. We don't know who won. And because you had to be present to win, a lot of people were here. And every time, I think we had 3 swag kits that we had to redraw. But beyond that, every name that we drew, they were here. And for those that are looking at coming next year, we're going to do something very similar again. But get here earlier. Get inside the booth.
Good idea. So what's been the feedback on the 9700? I know it's out in the field now. What are people saying?
There's all kinds of mixed reviews. You know, there's going to be the guys that want to be the first one on the block that make their own impression on what the radio's going to be. If it doesn't quite meet expectations, then, I mean, the internet just blows up with a lot of negative. The guys that have got them, you really don't hear from them because they're busy operating and having a good time. While we wish we could make a radio that makes everybody happy and everybody wants, I don't know anybody that's that perfect.
You know, folks think that I have one of those now, and I told them, no, you took it back with you, but I did get to play with it for a few days and learn some new things in the process.
Well, see, that's your cameraman's fault. You know, he was a little jealous because you won that SmackDown.
Yeah.
But then when I left after Ham Nation, he wasn't there to help you.
Right. He like split the country to work or something.
I think his feelings were hurt that bad. You really gave him a beat down, didn't you?
I did. It was a classic SmackDown. He hasn't acted the same since. So we're going to, next time something new comes out, I guess I'm going to have to take the older rig and let him have the new one. We're not getting the rigs, but we're just claiming them for the event there in the spirit of competition.
Yes, sir. Maybe we need to come up with a participation medal for him.
There you go. Tommy Martin, participant.
That has a nice ring to it.
It does.
Yes, it does. But there again, when there's a 2-horse race, there's going to be the lead nag and then the trailing nag. So at least you didn't get disqualified.
True. It could have easily happened. I was so far ahead. You might think that the field was baited or something, but no.
Now, is that the Southern way of saying there were some performance enhancement capabilities there?
Yes, I would have to say my performance was enhanced by some of the features there of the device. There was nothing artificial, though.
You know what? Before we go any further down this path, we might need to make a U-turn because there's so many tangents that we can go off on. But, yeah, that radio has been doing very well here. And overall, I would say this show was a great success for us.
And it hasn't rained. A little bit of rain before Friday morning, but it's been great weather here all weekend so far.
Yeah, it was real warm yesterday, nice and cool today. I'm leaving to go home soon, so I feel sorry for the guys that are going to be tearing all of this down. I've had a crew that came in on Monday with me. They've been working hard, making sure everything goes right. Things that didn't go right, we adjusted quickly. And everybody talks about how filled up this building was at 12 and 3 on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it really was. I stood way back over there. I left Tommy up here with the camera.
Okay. So he got here early?
Yeah, well, we both were in here early, but when I saw them start kind of hemming me in, I found a little path and snuck out and stood way over there and watched.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and doing what you do, and look forward to doing more next year.
And your next Ham Fest is?
In Seaside, Oregon for CPAC, and that's at the end of this month. Fly back to Dallas to do HamCom. Haven't picked where I'm doing field day yet, but it was interesting when I was talking to Jet. I know you guys interviewed him. I go, what are you doing for field day? What's field day? So I started explaining to him I might reach out to him and then find a club wherever he's going to be in the U.S. and accompany him and his dad to do a field day and have a little bit of fun, to let him really get on a go-to station and go to town. Because I'm hearing what that young man's done since he got his radio. Oh, yeah. He burns through his battery, gets his dad, burns through that one while his other one's charging. His mom says there's a little spot on their farm where he has to be in the corner of the yard with his hand held up a little bit. And at 10 o'clock at night, she's telling him, come on in the house. Well, my boys is like, come on, boys, turn off the video games, go outside. She's telling him to turn off the radio and come to bed.
Well, he's got his priorities straight, clearly.
Yes, he does. It is great to see someone that young get bit by the bug.
It is. And a really nice kid, man. I enjoyed meeting him here.
Me too. So.
All right, Ray. Well, I don't know where we'll see you, but I know we'll see you somewhere.
I hope so, and maybe I'll shoot some video. Rumor has it I might be going to the Tokyo Ham Fair.
Okay, yes, we'd like some more video from that. Peter shot us some last time, and of course his perspective on the Ham Fair and yours are probably different.
Maybe. I might just be focused on only one booth. Yeah. But they make the best toys.
Oh, yeah. All right, 7-3.
73, everybody. Thank you.
Always nice visiting with Ray. You did hear that hoarseness in his voice there at the start.
Yeah, he didn't quite sound like himself at the start there.
It's sort of like, well, his singing voice, doesn't sound exactly like him either.
That's true. That is true.
Well, Emile, you missed a great time there, but next year.
Next year.
But you have been up to something fun, hadn't you?
I have, always. There's always something going on down here in the South. And lots of history down here, especially when it comes to the World War II museum down here. You guys might know or have been to it. And ham radio events as well, right? On June 1st and 2nd, there was the Museum Ships Weekend event, I think they call it, from NJ2BB. All the ships get on the air, radio stations, they activate, and thanks to a local club here, or several local clubs around our Lake Pontchartrain, we got to participate in a pretty neat event. Take a look.
John. John, what are we doing here today, buddy?
We're having Museum Ships on the Air.
Oh, I noticed that shirt there. Are we on the air?
They're on the air.
I don't know what frequency it's on yet. I got a log. All right.
Al? Have you done before? Is that one Emile? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh my God.
I got you, Bob, out of California. I couldn't get the call about a K6
Yankee November. Oh, yes.
They're not just part of the ally. They're like private citizens.
732, likewise, C6.
I knew they had a store where I could get ice for the chest.
Emile, that looked like a very fun time.
Man, there's a lot of history down here. And huge shout out to one of the clubs on the south shore of our Lake Pontchartrain, W5GAD, the Jefferson Amateur Radio Club. They coordinated that event, and that boat is completely functional. And they ride it up here on the North Shore, dock it at this. There's a restaurant here. That's where that was, and they really show it off. They're proud of that one. They rebuilt it. And it's awesome what they're doing down there at that museum.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And that club, too, is pretty active in that. Like I said, a great group of people. They joined up forces with our club. They operated for a while on the South Shore, and they operated for a while on the North Shore. And Tommy, I think you have a presentation there that shows a little bit of performance or what we actually did. I got this from the leader of that club. And they made quite a few contacts. You can see the boat there on the lake. You can actually get rides on that boat. In fact, they'll take you out. This is the operating position on the top left here at the boathouse on the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain. And then they came and joined us at our docks restaurant on the north shore at the bottom right there. Had quite a few people operating on both days.
But they used your real name there.
They got my yes.
They didn't use your cheap old name.
Not my cheap name.
I was looking for COM up there.
Yeah.
They work 35 states, quite a few contacts, and some of the other ships all throughout the country are on the air here, and so we hit 6 other ships that were out there. I forget how many total there were. I think that's somewhere. It was a bunch.
There's one more.
Canada contacts up there. And so we will represent that PT-305 that they rebuilt down here.
Yeah, what is that? Right above Texas. Looks kind of funny there.
It's a see-through Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there it is.
Well, that changes everything.
I was going to say, what did you guys do to Texas and Oklahoma?
yeah, half the east
wiped it
is
off the
missing.
map.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that's the last one. And in all seriousness, though, those there's lots of history here on World War II. In fact, the landing craft right in Normandy, the Higgins landing craft, were built down here and tested also in Lake Pontchartrain. My grandfather was a chief in the Navy, and that was his job, to go test them and make sure they were seaworthy. So it's really a neat thing.
Yeah, I have not been to the museum. I've driven past it, but I didn't have time to go when I was down there that trip. I really need to go look at it. My father was in World War II, and I don't think he ever got to go down to the museum though and see it. A lot of history, and so they call that the greatest generation because they really they stepped up to the plate back then.
No doubt.
Man.
Yep. We owe those guys a lot.
Certainly do. Well, I think we are down to one final segment here, and this is not Hamvention.
But it should be cheap old man compliant.
It should be. And for those of you who have been to Hamvention in the past, and they haven't been there recently, well, they were there at the last time that Hamvention was at Darrow. Or not at Darrow, at Harrah. Harrah. There was always a big tent there called Mendelson's that had a lot of surplus gear in it.
Yeah, I love that place.
There is a huge building in downtown Dayton that is Mendelson surplus. I made it a point, because I arrived early on Thursday before Hamvention. I had scheduled an appointment to meet with the owner there and take a tour because I had never been to that before. Joe Eisenberg had told me about it and said, you need to go there.
Yeah.
And so this year, I finally made it. This is, an interview with the owner and just a quick, roughly 9.5 minutes worth of looking around at Mendelson's. Now, I shot about an hour's worth of video, and I'm going to give you a link at the end of this to show where you can go watch it if you want to see the raw, unedited footage. There's no telling, I didn't edit it. I may have said the same thing over 2 or 3 times trying to get it right, but I didn't edit it and pick out the best one. It's just whatever it was for those hardcore folks who just want to go see what was there. And I didn't get to cover the whole thing, but let's just jump on into it, get a little taste here of Mendelson's. And let me tell you, you need to be going soon or you may not have the opportunity. This looks like the place I've been searching for. It's an entrance to Mendelson's.
Hi, welcome to Mendelson's downtown Dayton. The elevator is the oldest manned elevator in the state of Ohio. It's the last one manned by a human being. The building was built in 1905, and we've been here ever since. I'm not that old, but the building is older than I am. But Mendelson's is 600,000 square feet of merchandise on 2 city blocks. Quite unique, nothing like it in the world.
I'm here with Sandy Mendelson of Mendelson. What do you call this place?
Mendelson Liquidation in downtown Dayton.
And you're the guys that have always had the big tent at Dayton Hamvention every year.
Yes, sir. We were there. We started years ago. We've been there every year except the last couple of years we haven't gone because it's too much to haul out there now. People are coming to the building and it's making it easier for us.
Well, I can believe that. I went to your tent every year I've been, and huge place, one of my favorite places to look inside. So I wanted to stop by here and just shoot a little video today of exactly what you have. Someone had told me this was a huge place, but I don't think that fully described what I'm seeing here. You got a little bit of everything.
There's nothing like it in the world. People come from all the world to see this place. We started in 1960. We've been here in 3 other locations, and we keep buying stuff, bringing it in. And years ago, a lot of inventors and tinkers. Today, we don't have as much people work with their hands. No one's educated in electronics or electrical anymore. Makes it very, very hard for people to use this stuff. So we're right now just Just biding our time.
So, are you the founder of the business?
No, my dad founded in 1960. He died in 63, and I took over. I was 19.
And so, how did he get started? He just had the idea that we should get this liquidation stuff and sell it off?
No, we started by working through DESI, and the government was very big here in Dayton, Ohio at that time. My dad started buying from the federal government, liquidation, and we kept buying all kinds of merchandise, and they just kept growing. There was NCR, General Motors, every company in the area we bought from, and we're selling their surplus. Kept growing and growing and growing. Now it's grown to as far as it's going to go now.
So this building was originally something else. What was in here?
This was Bosch Kettering, the man that invented the starter building. He started in 1905, and we bought it in 1980, and we've been here ever since.
And I noticed Delco lofts over here next door. Was Delco in this area too?
They were. That was actually Dayton Electronic Products. That was the name of the company. That was our building too. We sold that, and they put 105 apartments in there, and they filled up in 1 month after they got them done. And that's what we're looking to do here, put apartments in here. It's time for me to retire and go on to the next phase of my life.
How much longer do you plan to have the business here?
Probably another year at the best.
So I better get what I want right now.
Everyone better get with it. They'll never find this anywhere else in the world. No one's dumb enough to own this much stuff except me.
Well, being hams, we like to collect a lot of junk, and this would be a great place. My suitcase is only half packed, so I'm gonna see what I need here, and I'll probably get some stuff I don't need too. That's how it goes.
It's more fun when you take stuff you don't need, then your wife throws you out of the house when you come home with. This is a inventor's paradise. Inventors, tinkers, they don't know what they want. They want to touch this, touch that. Everything here can be touched. We don't have a catalog. You walk, you look, we haggle, we'll make deals. But it's a fun place. This is the booth we used to take to Dayton Hamfest in their arena, and it makes it much easier. People know what's here. It's all kinds of parts for radio, TV, hobbyists, engineers, tinkers, inventors. A big customer we have is movie studios. They're coming by a lot of stuff for props or designing all these crazy movies they're doing today.
Well, a lot of good little parts there that you can't hardly find anymore.
That's exactly right. But no one knows how to build anymore. The building days are over. The new millenniums don't build. They Twitter. And this is not Twitter stuff. This is building stuff. So it's a new world coming.
Well, I'm going to wander around a little bit and see what you've got here. I appreciate you taking the time out and talking with me a little bit.
2 hours. I'll be here in there 2 hours. Take your time. Look around.
All right. Thanks, Sandy.
You're welcome.
$10 a piece. These are huge capacitors. I haven't even looked at the value on them. Let's see what they are. 13,500 microfarads at 15 volts. Wow. That would work good in your power supply, wouldn't it? Boy, a Scala Yagi antenna. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. That's a very heavy-duty commercial model. A lot of wire. I could use some more wire. I may have to get some of this. Connectors. Wow. Electrical outlets. Does anyone need any crystals? Wow. Drake, 12 megahertz. There's some good stuff in here. You guys better get here while it's still open. DB37s. Heat sink assortment. Now we're
entering the tube room. Wow, old Tektronix CRTs. It's kind of dark in here. If they don't have the tube you need here, I don't think you'll find it anywhere. More CRTs. This looks like some good new old stock stuff here. There's an old patch panel. Resistors. Bearings. I probably need to pick up a new spurving bearing. Wow. Metal stock. Now that's a motor. A lot of audio connectors and a lot of switchcraft in this. That whole row is crimp terminals. You could not fully get the scope of how big that place was from that little video there.
Well, I know one of those where you showed down the aisle, I couldn't really see like an end to the aisle. It looked like it just went on forever.
Just thinking the same thing, Tommy. You pointed the camera down that aisle and it just looked like a...
There was no end.
No, there wasn't. At least I never found it. Now, seriously, that's just a tiny fragment of what I saw, and I only probably saw a third of the thing.
Wow.
It is huge, and
I think they're going to be gone, man, because I used to love to get stuff from there.
Oh yeah, me too, and I hate to see it go too. But if you want to see the the interview that we just watched, plus my B-roll, which I said I don't really know what's in it, I just kind of rendered it out. It's posted at this link right here on the bottom of the screen, and I'll post this around the social sites as well where you can find it. But I just uploaded it to YouTube there, so if somebody is really patient, you can go watch it, or you can watch as much or as little of it as you want. And I didn't really stop and look at things and talk about them in depth. There was just, the place is just so huge, man, I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Did you find parts for your turbo encabulator?
Well, I found those spurving bearings. You know, that's what I mentioned there.
Those are hard to come by.
Mike caught on to that.
Okay, but man, as he said, probably may not be there another year. And off camera, we were talking about it, and he said probably what's going to happen is they're just going to bring in the grinders and grind up all the stuff that's in there for surplus. That is a real shame.
Wow.
But I mean, what else can you do? It's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But boy, I wish I had known about it earlier and had visited it in years past. You wouldn't even be able to walk in this studio now. There would be so much stuff that I had brought back from there. And yes, Don, it is going to be posted on the ALTV YouTube channel, so that'll be an easy way to find it right there. It's not really a regular show. It's just what it is, B-roll. Well,
it's pretty cool. Glad you got to go.
I am too. Because if I hadn't have gone this year, I'd never had the opportunity to. And I've never seen anything on that scale before. That's the stuff we recorded at Dayton, and when we were at Hamvention, we saw a lot more than this. But you know, we don't record the whole thing. We go look around a little bit, and then pull the cameras out, shoot a little bit, and then put them up and look around a little more.
Oh, yeah. I will say I probably looked around and shopped around and stuff more this time than I think I have at any of them I've been to.
Maybe. I don't know. We certainly could have shot a lot more video than we did, but you know, we had 2-hour shows, so we really didn't need any more. We try to mix it up a little bit, not always do the same things. And if somebody else is covering something, we probably won't cover that too, just so that you got a little more variety out there. But that's what we did this year, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. It's been a lot of fun. Emile, boy, really nice event you had down there. And I'm not going to promise I'm going to make it down to the Slidell event you've got coming up there soon, but I might. I'm gonna try to.
I've got it on my calendar.
I do too.
And I've already made arrangements, somewhat arrangements, tentative arrangements. I'm planning on being there if something doesn't happen.
Yeah, you guys know that we having both that, not only the W5SLA Hamfest, but also the Central, what is the name of that?
Central Electronics.
Yeah, Central Electronics, I forget what the name of the show is, the consortium where they're talking about all kind of, the older radios, the invention of single sideband, or not the invention, but the proliferation of it through Central Electronics gear. And, I think Bob Hall is scheduled, I believe, to give a talk, and so it's a few other people.
Yeah. Cool.
Myself included.
So, you're going to give a talk.
And you know what it's going to be on?
Well, I don't think it's
keeping cost expenditures under control.
No. It's your fault, Tommy. That's the theme. Mike said this is the theme of this show. It's Tommy's fault.
Oh.
It's the SDR play.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we're going to be a little bit of touch of new during the the symposium of the boat anchors.
Cool. That'll be a good mix-up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've added another social network here since we last spoke with you folks, and people have been asking for this.
They have. Some people have asked a lot.
We almost got tackled and
we did
at Hamvention.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but it's a true story.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't trust Facebook and don't like Twitter, and they wanted another option for finding out when we're going to be shooting shows and just kind of to be part of a community. And so we've got it now. We've got, as a matter of fact, we're back to 3 different social platforms that you can find us on.
Actually 4 if you count Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't count it. Did you post any photos to it?
While we were at Dayton, I did.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, see, I forgot to count it.
4.
But anyway, the ones that are probably most active are facebook.com/group/AmateurLogic.TV, and you can follow us
at AmateurLogic or at Ham College on Twitter.
And the new one that, fortunately here, our vice president of everything else just signed us up for, Emile, in the last few days, groups.io.
Yep. So we're there at the link at AmateurLogic's the group name.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get notified about when the shows are going to be coming out, there'll be some other chatter on there as well.
Yeah.
But subscribe to that, and you'll get an email notification if you have it set to send individual emails. If you get it set to send a digest or a summary, then you're only going to get 1 email a day. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that'll be timely enough for
Well, we'll try it usually in at least a day or two, or sometimes several days in advance to let you know that.
Give you a little heads up.
Yeah. But there you go.
So, George, are you saying that AmateurLogic.TV and Groups.io is Tommy's fault?
No, I'm just saying the Groups.io is.
Okay.
I actually started the Amateur Logic Facebook group too.
That and my purchase of an SDR plate.
Yeah. And the reason gasoline prices are high.
And you did the Twitter too, didn't you?
I did.
I think I did the Google Plus, and we see where that went.
You're not allowed to start any more social groups.
Yeah. But anyway, there's if you want to see what's going on throughout the month, that's where you can find us and a community of some of the viewers and friends of the show here, and we try to let you know in all these places what's going on.
You know, I wasn't sure I was going to like the groups thing because it just seemed like just a mail list thing kind of, but it's actually pretty cool. I kind of it's growing on me. I'm kind of starting to like it.
We've only been on it, what, 3 days?
3 days.
3 days, so we're still learning the ropes there. And, yeah, people are joining up, so.
Oh, yeah.
Should be a fun community there. And what else? Well, we want to mention our wiki. You can get the show notes. Our friend Dan and non-LVS does this, AmateurLogic.TV/wiki. That's a mouthful.
/wiki.
Yep. We thank Dan for doing that and putting those show notes up after every show.
There's somebody just subscribed just now.
I think I heard that.
Yep. It's true.
So, if you want to watch Amateur Logic, where can you do it? Give me one place there, Emile, one choice.
I seem to remember it being available on the Roku, right?
It is, and that is a very popular method to watch.
It is. It sure is.
Give me another choice there, Tommy.
Well, you know, we're on YouTube.
We are.
As well.
We're on iTunes or whatever Apple's calling it this week.
Yeah.
Let's see. You can
They're
talking
about
download
killing
it.
iTunes off.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out.
You can actually download episodes as well, or watch them, straight from our archives. Just go to AmateurLogic.TV, and the HD quality, and as well as a lower quality and a podcast version are there as well for those who just want the audio while they're driving or whatever.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure many people were going to do that, but there were people commenting at Dayton about how they do that. They listen to the audio portion of it.
And I asked them, we never stop and think about the audio. Is there enough there? Because we're talking about the pictures and things, and playing videos, and they say, yeah, you can follow it pretty good.
Yeah.
So, big surprise on that one.
Yeah. So
who'd have thought?
Not me.
Well, before we get out of here, we do want to mention, the next episode of Ham College, that'll be coming up at the end of the month. We haven't set a date yet, but check one of those. Well, check one of these right here, and we'll let you know on there.
I would say it'll probably be somewhere close to around the 28th.
Yep.
More than likely.
And next weekend, what should every good ham be doing, Tommy?
You should get your gear together, go outside, and participate in field day activities.
Or inside.
Yeah. But it's all about testing your gear out for emergency preparedness.
Yep. Practicing your setting up your gear and deployment and what else, Emile?
Shoot, learn something, right? Or do something you've never done before.
Or actually,
a lot of people look at it as a contest and stuff, but you know what? I've learned so much just by looking at what other people are doing and listening and learning. That's what it's about for me.
And also teach someone else something. there'll be
That's
new
what I
people
was
there.
waiting for. Bring somebody with you. Show them what it's about.
Yep.
Show them what the hobby's
And,
about. Sure.
you know, answer questions for people, or, you know, if you don't understand something, you're new, ask the question. Generally, there's going to be some ham that's willing to answer questions for you and kind of help mentor you along and get you rolling in the hobby. And that's one great thing about the hobby. But our plan is right now, I've already picked out a site. I don't have the photo here with me, but we've got a great site out in the woods. If the rain doesn't mess it up for us, we have a primo wooded location site off the grid. And Emile, we've got 3 bars of LTE there, so we'll actually have internet at a field day site again, which we haven't always had. And it's a little higher elevation, so that'll be good as well. And I assume you're going to, I don't know, where are you going?
Yeah, we're going to hit the club this year over in Slidell. You know, we always have stations inside, some of the people in the chat room.
Oh,
in fact, Glenn, and you know, we have stations outside, stations inside. We work different hours, and usually eat some foods. And like you said, we get learnt.
Yep, that's where we're hoping to go.
Hey, there's a deer stand there. If the field day stuff doesn't work out, we can go hunting.
Yeah, and you know, there's not a lot of undergrowth there, so Wayne and I are maybe going up there tomorrow and doing a little clearing out, but we just don't know about the weather. That is not a gravel road. That has just been a bulldozer through there grading that out and repairing the road, because they're doing some logging back in there.
So there's a good chance we're going off the grid again.
We certainly hope so. If the rain doesn't prevent it, that's where we hope to be, and it's much better looking site really than we've had in the past, I think. So anyway, that is our plan, but we're going to be on the air somewhere during field day. You should be too. Well, any final words or thoughts tonight?
Nope. Which call sign are we going to use for field day?
We hadn't discussed that yet. We need to figure that out.
Well, maybe we'll post that on one of the social media things.
Oh, you mean one of these social media things right here?
Those right there?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Which are all Tommy's fault.
Yeah.
So, my only comment is get out there at field day, and I hope to hear you guys on the air.
Yep. Emile?
And ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had a special request from my buddy Nigel. You guys remember Nigel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had his. He couldn't make it, but he was in the chat room before anybody showed up. Around 7:30ish, I was in there, and he asked to give a shout out to his lady Jules 2E0JBP. Say happy birthday. So besides that, I'm gonna tell everybody, keep it cheap.
Okay.
WWII.
Yep. And I guess I've probably already said everything that I was going to say as final closing words anyway. Now, get on the air for field day this weekend, or next weekend, excuse me, and have a good time. Even if you don't set up something yourself, find a club in the area and just go visit them and see what they're doing.
And for those of you that are watching the taped version of this, field day is the 22nd, ends on the 23rd of June. So,
and it's 1 p.m. Well, no, I'm not sure what time it is.
Well, for us, I think it's 1 to 1.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Central Daylight Time.
Yeah. So anyway, just want to make sure that was clear for anybody that's watching the taped version.
Yep.
Not that we use tape.
We did.
We used to.
This show was so old. When we started it, we were recording on tape.
That's true.
Man.
Yep. And back in the 50s, we were on film.
And my beard had color in it.
Okay. Thanks for being here, everyone. And join us around the middle of next month for another Amateur Logic. And we'll show you what we did on field day.
73, everybody.
73.
You know, if my old camcorder still works, we should do one episode on VHS.
No.
Well, I'm going to stop the recording.